This week on the podcast, it's just us boys. We're going to talk about Overwatch 2 and can it be saved or has it been saved? Then, a new Steam feature that might save you on your internet bill. And of course, we have some weekly deals for you to snag. All of that and more in this week's episode of the podcast. Roll the intro.
R.I.P. Scats.
R.I.P. Scats.
It took every fiber of my being to not just do something. My ADHD goblin brain be like, make dumb noise. And I'm like, no.
The era has come and passed.
The era has come and passed, yes.
God.
Sorry, we were talking last podcast on the left and how often Henry Zabrowski says come, like literally 30 seconds ago. But hello and welcome to Next to Nothing, a podcast for gamers on a budget. I'm your host, Danny K. With me, as always, the wonderful, the beautiful, the Mr. Green. Elite Green, how are you doing today?
I am doing pretty good. I am awake. I am alive. I cannot complain.
Nice. I'm glad you can't complain, like physically cannot complain. That's really awesome. I wish I got that part of my brain.
Unless you really want me to complain.
Could you find something to complain about? Yeah.
I could. I mean, I keep applying for jobs and either A, not getting an email back, or B, getting an email back of a rejection, not even giving me an interview, which is great. It makes me feel all rainbow and sunshine. It's great.
Guys, give Green Elite a job. We're also joined by the spooky and the ukuli, the Mendacii. Mendacii, how are you feeling now that the spooky and ukuli time is over?
I just want to go out there and say that I'm an advocate for 24/7, 365 spooky and ukuli all year long. However, on Halloween, I did get to catch Barbarian, which I can't remember which one of the whitest kids you know directed that, but either way, phenomenal job, Bill Skarsgård and Justin Long. The fuck? Phenomenal. And then we've been going through the Cabinet of Curiosities, and that's also been really great. Ron Weasley is there.
Aw. Isn't that nice for him? Glad to see he got back up on his feet. Thanks for watching and listening to the show. If you like what we do, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. That really does help us out a ton with YouTube. If you guys want to catch us anywhere else, you can find us on Spotify or YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and everywhere podcasts are found live. You can find us on Twitch every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Stick around towards the end of the show. We will tell you about some games, some deals that you can snag right now, right this week. And let's just jump right into our headliner this week, which is Overwatch 2.
The sequel of Overwatch.
Yeah.
Right.
It's definitely a sequel. And definitely not a DLC. Overwatch 2.
What, Green, because this is really you here. What was like your previous experience with Overwatch 2?
I never played Overwatch at all. Like there was one day that a few friends of mine were all playing Overwatch and I wanted to play Hunt, and they're like, "Oh, okay, we can break up this 4-man team." And I'm like, no, I'll be that guy that downloads it. So I finally actually downloaded Overwatch 2, and I actually kind of enjoy it. It's actually pretty fun. For anyone who lives under a rock, Overwatch is a team-based character shooter. It's really the game that put that whole character with certain ability style gameplay in the forefront. A lot of games after Overwatch came out were oh yeah, we need to jump on that too. Apex Legends. I know Battlefield tried it with 2042 kind of. Yeah, it's that team-based setting where each character you can pick, you can only have one on your team. And it can vary on what they do, the different aspects. There's 2 support players in Overwatch 2 that are essentially healers. And then there's the 2 DPS, and then there's 1 tank. which actually changes the format from the original Overwatch. I believe it was 2 tanks instead of 1. But the biggest thing with Overwatch 2 is that Blizzard decided to make it free to play. Which is the whole reason I downloaded it, because I never paid for Overwatch, the original. I played Paladins, which was like the free to play version of Overwatch. And that was pretty fun, but I never really got into it. But I've been having a blast with Overwatch 2. It's been great. There's different game modes. Like the main, it's not the main like push the cart to the end anymore. There's like capture points where you kind of like Conquest, where you get to the point and you have to hold the point until it's 100%. And you have to win best 2 out of 3 for that. They also have an overtime mechanic where as long as someone's on that point on the enemy team or on your team, by the end of the time, you have a chance to like capture that point and continue the game or continue the round, which is pretty neat. I like that aspect. The biggest thing I wanted to talk about with Overwatch 2, though, is that while it is free to play, I've been seeing a lot of like issues when it comes to the monetization of this game. I believe I've heard a lot of people say that Overwatch 1, like when you played, if you did the weekly challenges and stuff like that, you'd get the gold to buy skins pretty quickly. And that's how you actually get the in-game currency. If like you don't want to pay any money for the game, and you don't want to pay any money for cosmetics, you would have to play every week. You'd have to get all the weekly challenges completed each week for 31 weeks to be able to afford one legendary, like the high up skin, which is insane to me. 31 weeks straight for one skin versus the original Overwatch. It came a lot more fluidly. You know, you'd get more. And like I understand it as a free to play game. They put this game as free to play, but that seems a little excessive. Like even the Halloween event, you would think a Halloween event you'd be able to earn the skins by just playing the game. No, it's all by gold, and there's no way you would have had that gold built up for that 31 weeks before the Halloween event because the game launched not too long ago. So the monetization is very scummy in my opinion. And I'm at the point where like I don't want to give Activision Blizzard any more of my money. So I've still been free to play. I've only have like 70 gold. So like I'm nowhere near free skin.
Yeah. Real quick, you just said like you obviously wouldn't be able to have the gold built up for any of the legendary skins for the Halloween event because the game because the game was recently released. It hasn't been a month yet. The game Overwatch 2 was released on October 4th, 2022. Not even a month. Yeah. So
and like, there's a lot of games that have like when they do like a special like celebration event, like a holiday event, you get something for free, right? What Overwatch 2 did is they did a Twitch drop. You had to watch someone for 4 hours to get a Winston skin. 4 hours on Twitch. And there's a lot of people who play this game that don't have their account linked to Twitch. You know, that don't watch Twitch. So I feel that's pretty shitty on Blizzard. I think that's what spoils this game for me is the whole, you know, cosmetic, like they push cosmetics. They make cosmetics seem awesome and great, right? But you can't earn it in game without paying money. Like it's not overly feasible to earn it in game because it takes so damn long just for one skin. Another issue I had is there is a support character, new support character named Kiriko. She throws kunai and she's a healer. She throws these like little paper tabs to heal people. She initially, when they launched the game, the only way to get her is if you paid for the battle pass, right? if you're completely free to play, you have to get the battle pass to level 55. So if you're a casual player, like I haven't unlocked that yet. I have like 30 days and I'm at level 32 for the battle pass. And I play maybe 4 hours a week, if that. So like if you play like a couple hours a week, you may not get the new hero or the new character. Initially when they first launched, they only had it to where you had to buy the battle pass to get her, and then people complained about it, and that's when they actually put her into a free section of the game. Um, it's crazy that they would put that, and then like, what happens when the battle pass is done? Like, does that mean you can't get that character, period, or does it just automatically unlock? Because that would be pretty shitty if you can't use a character that's in the game just because you didn't, finish the battle pass or you didn't pay for the battle pass. It seems like you're missing a portion of the game due to the not playing. Like, let's say you download the game 6 months from now, and there's people that are running around with 3 different characters that you can't get because they were all battle pass exclusives. It's a pretty scummy, in my opinion, for Blizzard to do that. Again, I understand the whole concept of it is a free to play game. They put it to free to play, but it seems almost more of a desperation thing on Blizzard's part to make more money. Like it seems like I would have rather paid $20 for the game and been able to get this stuff a little bit easier in the game than to play free to play and like grind for forever to get like these the currency to get stuff. It's odd. It's really odd.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I've been seeing people talk about it, and I have a hard time seeing myself wanting to play the game, just knowing that. And I'm thinking back to when Overwatch, the original, came out, and what I was playing then was a free-to-play character shooter, very much in the same vein, with very much the same game modes. But what Splash Damage did with that game, I'm not going to say it because I don't want people to take a shot. but what Splash Damage did with their product at the time was much more sustainable and much more appealing, I think, to me at the time, as opposed to what Blizzard is doing now. And I know that's kind of comparing apples to oranges, but it goes to show that it can work. I mean, shit, what is High Res doing with Paladins? Paladins has been running for years successfully.
It gives off a cash grab vibe to it. Unlike there's other games that do free to play and they make good money, like Apex. Apex makes good money. People like the game enough to want to buy the skins, and stuff like that. And like I feel like it would be better for Blizzard. People would be more willing to pay money if they made things, cheaper. Like, and they made a really enjoyable game enough to where people are gonna want to play it. They're at that weird spot where they're like, they know people are gonna play the game, so they're gonna set the prices to really high because they know people are gonna buy the skins. But they're not in that happy medium of helping or having it set to a reasonable price for for more people to buy versus like the people who know they're going to play this game for years and get the skin that they like.
Yeah.
It's such a weird spot that it's gross. It's
yeah.
gross.
So outside of the monetization, which I'm assuming it really just feels in your face, right? Like this,
they push the shop a lot in the lobby page.
So so I'm assuming that's just a really hard thing to get past and to swallow. But how does the game itself actually play? Like, have you noticed any performance issues? Does it play smoothly?
No, it's very like as I said, it's a very fun game. I genuinely enjoy playing it with friends. I've played it solo every once in a while. It's not. I would say the gameplay itself for me is like a 4 out of 5. The Blizzard monetization is like a 1 out of 5. So like it balances out to that. Like I would say this game is definitely a 3 out of 5 because of that monetization scheme and because it's Blizzard and fuck Blizzard, right? But the gameplay itself is great, and I love that they have you have the unranked, and then you have a competitive, which I haven't unlocked yet, which is actually phenomenal because you have to win 50 games just to get into the competitive scene. So you're like
Oof.
when you jump into competitive, when you finally unlock it, you're not going to be sitting there with people who just downloaded the game and they're like, oh, I can just jump right into competitive. Like there's that little like ladder to entry, you know. And there's also like arcade modes that are really fun. They change daily. I think they really did it right with like the actual gameplay itself and the game modes and the different options of play. It's just the monetization that really gets me and drops this game down for me. Like it genuinely makes me angry when I hit the shop. But the biggest thing with that is like you don't have to pay because it's all just cosmetic skins, right?
Yeah.
So like if you just enjoy the gameplay and stuff like that, and like you don't care what your character looks like, then by all means, this game is a 4 out of 5.
Gotcha. Mendacii, you've been a little quiet. Thoughts, opinions?
Yeah, so I was actually trying to find out if I could track down how many hours I put into Overwatch since its release. I can tell you that as a rough estimate, it's probably around 850 hours. I was a fiend on Xbox, which is the first time that I actually got into it. I got up to, I think it was like rank 50, something like that. And that's not like competitive rank or anything like that. That's just overall like your profile not projection, but your how far you actually like got, how many games you played, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm missing the other like 70% of my information from my PlayStation. So my biggest thing is that I loved Overwatch. Like my fiance and I, that's how we, kind of got to talking, and that's what we would do. She got me a Soldier 76 hoodie. I got her a Diva hoodie, and it's just been like romantic fairy tale nonsense ever since. I have so many questions for you because this game has pushed me about as far away as it possibly could. And I was absolutely a mark before Overwatch 2. And namely, still a mark before everything that came out with Activision Blizzard. So, one thing that I wanted to share that would be funny before I start asking a whole bunch of questions is it's come out that it's actually cheaper for people to hire gold farmers on World of Warcraft because you can exchange World of Warcraft gold for Battle.net account balance, like actual dollars, because you could use World of Warcraft gold to pay for your subscription on World of Warcraft. So you increase your Battle.net balance with gold, but you paid a guy to farm you in World of Warcraft, and then you use that account balance to buy Overwatch coins. So it's cheaper to pay a World of Warcraft gold farmer for gold so that you can actually buy those Overwatch skins in Overwatch 2. We've obviously like seen and read, we just haven't covered a lot of the controversy going on in Overwatch 2, but I kind of wanted to ask you some questions and just see if you had to deal with some of the most controversial topics that have come up since this game launched. So starting from the top, we're gonna go softball down to hardball. Right?
Sounds good.
Okay. Who's your main? Who do you main though?
If I'm running tank, I've been doing Zarya. If I do DPS, I've been running Reaper, and if I'm doing support, it's been a toss up between Moira and Lucio.
Perfect. So that being said, are these characters that you were like actually drawn to, or are there characters that you want to play that are currently not available because they need to get reworked and they're not able to be played right now until the next patch like May?
I just enjoyed their playstyle. I know like their May is like disabled right now. I
Is Torbjorn back real quick?
Yes, I was playing earlier today right before the podcast, and I killed a Tormorn a couple times. I
Good,
was
good.
I was playing Roadhog, and I kept chaining him and shooting him in the face. It's great. It's solid.
Perfect. I've been seeing a lot of things about a lot of damage and health reworks and stuff. Do you feel like right now that the actual balance of damage to health and like how much you actually have to do to kill someone, do you think that that's balanced right now? Do you think it's in a good place?
I think it's in a pretty decent place right now. I know there's a couple characters that definitely need a rework. Like in terms of or like maybe a small nerf.
Mhm.
Being like Diva. Diva's disgusting. Uh, Bastion needs a little bit of tuning. Um, who
I
else?
had heard that Bastion was also out, so it's good to hear that he's back again because he was a absolute bunker buster. Is Orisa currently busted? You
I would say like I can counter an Orisa pretty decently. That's the biggest thing with this style of gameplay is like it's much like I preach this a lot in Hunt where like if
Mhm.
let's say you are like at the early stages of Prestige and there's someone who is like level 100, they're not prestiging because they have all the guns unlocked and they like that, and they're using a Mosin sniper. It's all about changing your play style, and working around that. So like, if there is if I'm running tank and I'm running into an Orisa, like I change up my play style to effectively combat that Orisa. Or if I'm playing with friends, I'm like, hey, you need to switch this person to take that Orisa down. So like I think Orisa is definitely like the tankiest tank right now,
Cool.
in
Yeah.
terms of like how she runs. But there's definitely workarounds with that. Like if Anna can put her to sleep and then
Mhm.
take her down from that way, or like I found that Zarya is a really good match for Orisa because you have those little shield bubbles that pop up.
Yep.
That's like one of the biggest reasons why I run Zarya because of those little shields and like people will just like consistently shoot at you even though you have the shields up and it just builds that damage. It's great.
Yep. People, yeah, that's the big thing is it's funny that, we're now into Overwatch 2 and people still don't understand how some of the characters work because they refuse to play anyone except for Genji and yet they can't wall run. So that being
Yeah,
said,
I would say that's a big issue too. And like when
yeah.
when you're loading in, if a lot of the weeklies are like win 10 games marked as all rules because like you can run
Uh
unranked with all rules. Um,
mhm.
you'll run into it a lot where you are always gonna be like the support character because
Right.
everyone picks up DPS first, and then there's like a good majority of people who just run tank. So like
Oh
everyone who
yeah.
marks all roles, a lot of the times you end up just being fucking support. Which I mean, if you like running support, that's fine. But like if you mark all roles, I want to be able to like mix it up every once in a while. Like I want to be a tank every once in a while, and I want to be a DPS every once in a while. But like I don't want to be stuck doing support every game I play. I'm solo queuing. It's kind of
Right.
like everyone wants to be DPS, but they can't actually DPS.
So that actually goes into the question that I had after this. I'll ask you this next one, just nice and short. Um, Being that you just started here, you probably haven't had any deals or dealings with anyone that has any missing gear.
Mm,
Any
nothing.
mention of that between anyone, or are you guys
Mm,
all fairly new to Overwatch?
yeah, no, I mean, I play with like Quasar. Quasar's played Overwatch 1
Oh
before.
yeah.
But like
Okay,
I
yeah.
mean, if it's something from Overwatch that's no longer in Overwatch 2, like I'm not missing anything, you know?
Right. Right. Yeah. I know that there were some people that had golden guns from reaching, like some of those apex portions of competitive, or, various skins that you absolutely will never see again that were from lunar festival events or Halloween events. Like if I got on Overwatch 2 right now and my slasher 76 skin was gone and my devil imp mercy skin was gone, I'd probably just like turn everything off and be like, no, never. Anyway, so that one's not applicable. So going back to the one that you had previously said, as far as like what roles you get to choose in your solo queuing, have you attempted to solo queue as a tank or solo queue as DPS?
Yeah, I've done it before. It's just a little bit more of a wait time. I usually just
Yeah,
I run the all rules mainly for the weeklies, and then like once I get the weekly
right.
done with that, then I'll like if I want to play tank every once in a while, I'll switch to it. But
Mhm.
it's not like a massive extended wait time. It's
Okay.
like I've never seen
Yeah.
anything more than like 4 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, that's way better than what we were seeing when it was first kind of like releasing. People trying to, I mean, for one thing, when people were trying to get into the game, you're looking at like, oh, you're number like 15,000 in queue. And then when you actually get to the roles, if you wanted to play, say, Junkrat, then you're like sitting in there for like 15 minutes
Yeah.
because
I
everyone
mean,
wants to play a DPS.
yeah, like I can definitely see that, especially when Overwatch 2 first launched. Like I didn't play it when it first launched. I think it was like a week or two after it came out. But
Yeah.
we see that with every game though. Like New World, for instance, like when that came out, like people were trying to get into select servers, and like they had to end up making double the servers, and then eventually like the player count drastically reduced. They had to throw those servers back together into like
Hmm.
combined servers. So like I can see like a big wait period for when the game first launched. Like shit, Modern Warfare 2, there's a lot of fucking issues with the servers right now because everyone wanted to play it the first weekend, you know? And
Right.
the servers just
Yeah.
couldn't handle it. So
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like one thing to go ahead and like, you can in hindsight just be like, you guys should have fucking known that was coming. Like, but now it's like it's in a place where you can just boot up the game, right? And like you can just get in. And then if you
yeah,
wanted to do an all rolls, and then would you say, like you said, like it's about 4 minutes if you do all rolls, or was that you
if you
trying to get
do
in with DPS?
shit, if you do all roles, it's it gives you like an estimated time during the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when I logged in this morning, it was like it was like less than 3 minutes, less than 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes. That's
Okay.
tank, DPS, and all roll. Um,
Right on.
so
Now, is
but,
this like middle of the afternoon, or are we talking like prime
eh,
time hours, 5:30 to 7 p.m.?
I would say it was mid afternoon, early afternoon,
Okay,
somewhere
right
around
on.
there. And
Okay,
then like one of the things that surprises me about like the game itself is like it loads up extremely fast.
like it's super well optimized.
Yeah, when I click BattleNet, like to play Overwatch 2 on BattleNet, like it takes like maybe 15 seconds and then the game's ready to go. Like I'm in lobby.
That's pretty
It's
smooth,
wild.
man.
Yeah, it's
So
wild.
that
Like
being said, like, have you had to deal with any loading errors or crashes, anything like that, either launching, closing, or mid-match?
no, no.
Cool.
The game
Good.
has been running as I said, the gameplay and the game like itself runs really smooth. Like
Hmm.
it I cannot like I hate commending Blizzard for
Right.
anything, but like this is a solid game.
The
It,
thing
it,
is that they can make a solid fucking game. It's just like their tactics on how to get money from their players, and then their tactics on how to run a company are
yeah,
absolute dog shit.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. It's like if you don't like Blizzard enough to like warrant playing or paying for one of their games, then don't do it. You know,
Absolutely.
like that's why I haven't picked up the battle pass for this game. I haven't picked up any gold for this game, is because I don't want Blizzard to have any of my money. Right,
Right.
until there's a legitimate showing that they are no longer a shit company, then they're definitely not getting my money. And then two, if they need to change their whole business practice of like how expensive shit is and versus how much you earn for free, like I would be
Right.
more willing to pay for a skin if, like, let's say I was short like 20 gold, you
Mhm.
know, something
Right.
like that, where like I know that it's pretty decently easy to get a skin, but like I just don't want to wait. Like, sure, I would do that if it wasn't fucking 31 weeks. Like that's insane.
Right. Yeah, it's a literal inhuman amount of
Yeah,
time. It's the same practices as we've seen from EA in the past.
it's essentially forcing you, like, if you really want a skin, like it's essentially forcing you to pay money, especially with this Halloween event. The Halloween
Yep.
event was super scummy. There was a skin I wanted for Cassidy. It was called the Van Helsing skin. It's like there was no way you would have been able to build up the gold in game to pick that up. So like if you really wanted that skin, you had to pay money for it. And like
Right.
and
Yeah.
it was not cheap. It was like a $20 skin.
That's so insane because, like, Overwatch 1, dude, like, I would grind the Halloween events with my fiance until we got literally everyone's Halloween skin. And we did that for, like, a couple years. And, like, because you would get loot boxes. You just get loot
Yeah,
boxes for playing the damn game.
there's no loot boxes in this game. Like
It's
I would
so
rather there
insane.
be loot, like free earned loot boxes. Like
Hmm.
I don't want paid for loot boxes. Right?
Right. That's
But if there was
dangerous.
like
And also
yeah,
gambling.
yeah, like if there was like if you, let's say you won 10 matches, right? You get a loot
Yeah.
box, you know? Like Battlefield 3 and 4 did it, where like as long as you play and you get XP, you get these fucking, loot crates, right? That like come
Yeah.
with like different skins for the guns and different camos and shit like that. Like I would like that. That would be pretty cool. Like even if it's like if it takes longer to get them, like
Hmm.
at least offer it, you know?
Oh,
But
absolutely.
they want you to pay money for this game. And it again, it feels like a shitty tactic because they put this game for free to play. Like it's almost like they're
It's
essentially forcing people's hand to get money
right. It's
in
exactly
trade
what
for it
you
being free to
said.
play.
Like, if you could pay $20 for it and then just take out the other shit, it would be a lot better. And I'm right there with you, man. Like, when it comes to aesthetics, when it comes to extra stuff, if you just make it so I can earn loot boxes, sick. And then if there's like extra other dumb bullshit that I want to get because I like dumb bullshit and then I can spend money on that, cool. But like some of the actual like in-game purchases and things like that are just absolutely insane. Like, in order to get there was I can't remember their goofy little onion mascot, but they've got like a sort of not like a token, but like something like dangles, like a trinket or something like that you can get in
Mhm.
this game. And it's
Like a weapon
$7 in
charm.
game. Yes, it's a weapon
Yeah.
charm. And I can't remember his name, but either way, it's $7 for this charm. However, if you want to buy a physical one from the Blizzard store right now, it's $5. And they will ship a physical, actual, real, tangible thing to you. So like that to me just shows like this absolute fucking disconnect in how Blizzard's like marketing team is looking at all of everything going on as far as sales and digital content for this game. If it's cheaper to actually buy a physical item that someone had to make with their hands in like, the tens of thousands or whatever, and you can hold it in your hand, and that is cheaper than like the digital weapon charm that you will, wow. Just wow. But yeah,
I
that
would
that
say it's like
completely
it's similar to like Amazon where you can buy a book for $15.
uh-huh.
And like, or you can get the Kindle edition for 10, but
Right.
it's not even the same as that because like
It's inverted.
Even the Kindle version, like you have that for forever, right?
Yep.
You know, versus like when Overwatch 3 comes out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which, you know, if they're gonna do a 2, then eventually they're gonna do a 3, right?
Yep. And you
What
can't play
happens if
one
you lose
anymore.
that?
One's
Yeah.
gone.
And what happens if like that, you know, or you stop playing Overwatch 2, you know? Like that weapon
Yeah.
charm that you paid more for than a physical copy of is just gone.
Just
It's
gone.
such a waste,
Yeah.
you know?
Gone the way of
It's wild.
Stadia, it seems. But yeah, that
It's
pretty
weird.
much it pretty much covers it. The rest of my questions were like 100% based on if you bought anything, because people were having issues with accidentally buying skins, because if you hit spacebar 2 times while
Mm,
like on the main menu, it would auto confirm you like buying coins or buying skins. So that's, not something that's actually applicable here. And then I guess lastly, just how often does it ask you to purchase things when you're not sitting there in that main hub? Is it anywhere else?
it's just I think it's just in the lobby. Like you'll have like a scrolling thing with the shop, like, hey, this is in the shop now. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's not like when you're in game or like if you're waiting to load, like if you're waiting to load into a match, you can also like jump into like the firing range or like do a skirmish or something like that too. So like it doesn't
Right.
show up there. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's at least, something. Like you can go to like there is a safe place to get away from all of the numbers and dollar signs.
Yeah. But still, like it's not super in your face with the shop, other than like when you first log in, there's the lobby and it has the the shop there, and like, oh, you can get this and this and this. Visit the shop, you know.
Yeah.
And then the battle pass, you do get free items from the battle pass. But you can't purchase the battle pass to get those premium skins. So, um,
Okay.
but it's with every battle pass. I
Right
do I
on.
do think they should have like put the Kiriko at, I don't think they should. I don't even think she should have been in the battle pass. I think she should just be available. That's just me. Other
Yeah.
than that,
Just like
like,
everybody else.
yeah, like as I said, the game itself is a great game. It's just Blizzard has to find a way to fuck it up.
Of course. Yeah. So I don't know. To me, not saved. I don't know. What do you think, Green? Saved?
I'm still gonna play it. So I guess, I mean, people are playing it. There's a lot of people playing it.
Oh yeah.
Overwatch 2 as a franchise, great. You know, it's saved. Is Blizzard helping at all? No, they're the ones that are pulling the plug, not performing the CPR. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. What about you, Danny? Saved or
Uh,
nah?
from what I've seen here and what I've heard you guys talk about, it did not pull me in. So I'm I mean, I'm still probably not going to play it. I have little to no interest in playing it.
Mr. Green, Overwatch 2's future lies in your hands.
I mean, I guess. I mean, as I said, this is not my main game. This is like I have a big group of friends, or like if I am like don't want to jump into Hunt, like
Yeah.
I'll jump in Overwatch. But like,
It's a palate cleanser.
yeah, it's a good palate cleanser, and I cannot stress enough that the game itself is really fun. It's just Blizzard.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Do we want to move on from that into our one news topic for the day?
Just say yes, so we
Yes.
can move on.
Yeah. So this is a potential feature that could be coming to Steam. Pavel Jundik, I believe is how it's pronounced. He's the creator of one of my favorite web extensions, SteamDB. Recently tweeted out a set of a set of code that he discovered on Steam with a caption, quote, "Valve is seemingly working on a peer-to-peer Steam download on LAN." So real quick, if you don't know, peer-to-peer refers to when in a network a computer can act as a server for other computers, which would allow them access to files and peripherals without having to connect to a central server. You've probably used a peer-to-peer network if you've ever try to download scars_papa roach.exe from BitTorrent, LimeWire, FrostWire, or any other dubious software site that you've used. But yeah, this would essentially be a peer-to-peer setup where you could download files from one computer to another computer on your LAN network or your local network. With this proposed system, users would be able to download Steam games from a computer like at their desk to another computer in their home. So imagine a use case real quick that you have on your home desktop Skyrim installed, and you would like to have Skyrim on your Steam Deck or on your laptop. It would allow you to download the game to your Steam Deck or your laptop from your desktop, all without having to use your ISP, their network, and contributing to your data usage with your ISP or being slowed down by their network, right? If you have a shitty Mediacom ISP where they very often have slowdowns, and you're trying to download a file from a central server, that fucking sucks, and it can be really long periods of time. Sometimes if the connection drops out, if it drops out, all of a sudden you can corrupt files, right? Big pain in the ass. All to just play, Skyrim on a laptop, right? Whatever. That's the use case I'm coming up with. So this would bypass that. It would save you on your data cap and allow you to share games on multiple of your devices. So, sorry, I lost my place in my notes there. You can try out the feature right now. It's in Steam's beta and developer side of stuff, but it kind of requires you to do some work on your own. PC Gamer included it in their coverage. I will make sure that I drop a link in the episode description, or I'll tell Mendacii right now to drop a link in the episode description if you want to try it out. But really, in short, good feature is good. I hope it gets added soon. That'd be really nice, especially for people like Green Elite who have usually 3 computers on their network.
Well, I run 2.
Previously,
I did. Yeah, I previously had 3. But they weren't downloading all the time. One was just like an indie PC, and then the stream and game PC. So,
but I still think for someone like you, that is if you have multiple computers on your network, especially if you're worried about your data cap, right? If you have if you have 3 computers and you want to have certain games on each of those computers, only having to download it once and then transfer it easily through Steam is really nice, especially if you are primarily streaming and downloading all of your content. If you're doing anything with Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime or anything like that, I think that's I think this would be just a great way to help save you a little extra time, money, and frustration. But what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments of this YouTube video or in the live chat. Is this a feature that you would use? And I'm gonna kind of go around the horn here. Mendacii, would you use this feature?
I would say that right now I don't necessarily have a use for it, since I just have my tower here and no Steam Deck, nothing like that. If I had say a gaming laptop that we would be taking with us when we go to visit family in West Virginia or something like that come holiday season, that would be super dope. Just because I don't want to, in case her folks have that, I wouldn't want to attribute to that at all. But otherwise, I just see nothing but benefits for that. I do see, however, right now that the little workaround to actually try this out right now is working, but not reliably. End quote. So I will have that, however, in the episode description if you guys want to check that out.
Okay. Green, how about you?
I don't know if I would use it often. It like it's a neat feature that it's there. Um, yeah, as I said, I don't know how often I would actually use it. It's nice that it's there, and it's nice that you know, doesn't cost money to use. Essentially, you know, it's something that uh is just all around like good for the people who need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, well, I think that's pretty much our conversation on that. It's not available yet. You can try it out if you really want to, if you want to put in the legwork. We'll see if it becomes a full feature. You guys want to talk about some weekly deals we can snag?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So this one isn't available just yet, but you can get it starting Thursday, November 3rd on Epic Game Store. That's going to be Rising Storm 2 Vietnam on Epic, like I said. It's going to be available for a week, right? So from the 3rd, Thursday the 3rd to Thursday the 10th. If you haven't tried Rising Storm 2, they've had it for free on Epic before. It's a really good, solid, tactical first-person shooter, very similar to like Insurgency Sandstorm, Battlefield, or Squad. Fair warning, the community can be a little rough. It is a game set in Vietnam. So think that maybe people are role-playing their attitudes a little bit.
I am the Lorax, and I speak for the trees, and for some fucking reason, they're speaking Vietnamese.
But yeah, if you can stomach some of those issues, you can try it out. And if you have friends you can convince to play with you, that would be even better. But yeah, that's gonna be on Epic starting November 3rd. Mendacii.
Heyo. So we're Humble Bundle affiliates, and what I have for you is a Humble Bundle worthy of literally all of your money. However, you don't need to give it all your money. For $25, you're going to get like 41 different parts of Pathfinder and Starfinder smashed together in just an amazing little adventuring bundle. If you decide to give them $45, however, you do get a physical second edition starter box, which is awesome. It comes with character sheets, it comes with a set of dice, it comes with pre-made characters, and a really, really nice, thorough explanation of how to get started in Pathfinder second edition. As far as handbooks go, you get literally everything you need as far as your core rule books for both Starfinder and Pathfinder, as well as a whole bunch of adventures and adventure paths, so like actual whole campaigns and stuff. Then there's also a lot of fun things for your DM or GM to use, such as flip mats. So if you like to use something like a virtual tabletop, you have beautiful flip mats for both spaceships and space stations and fantasy settings like Forgotten Dungeons and Tombs, and then a whole bunch of pawns. And pawns are essentially just little like 2D tokens that you can use on a virtual tabletop. Of course, you could always download these from your Paizo account, and if you had like a really awesome printer, or you knew a friend with a really awesome printer, you could get these flip mats and tokens printed out if you so choose. Could not recommend it any more. Again, $25 gets you all the books, $45 gets you all the books and the physical starter box for Pathfinder second edition.
Excellent. Green, how about you?
Hell yeah. I have on Steam Inscription. Inscription is now on sale for 40% off, which is $11.99. It is a horror-esque card game, the best way I can describe it, I guess. I haven't actually played it. I've seen people play it themselves. So it looks very fun. I'm thinking I'm probably gonna scoop it up, maybe. I'm not sure. But that is $11.99, and that goes through November 8th. So you have some time to pick it up. It is right now, as of the show, 11/1. So that's, not including today. That's 7 days for you to scoop that bad boy up for cheap, sub $15.
Hell yeah. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Green.
Yeah.
I realized we forgot last week to like say what's happening with our channel. So Green, what's happening with your channel?
I don't know. I've been I've been streaming just like the regular hunt, and I've included Overwatch 2 in that. I've also been streaming to TikTok because TikTok gave me access to their studio, their live studio thing, which is like a separate program from OBS. And it's all right. I would rather them just give me a Steam like a stream key for TikTok, but um, yeah, you might catch me on TikTok this week, doing some short live streams, but mainly it'll be just my normal times playing Hunt Showdown or the occasional Overwatch 2. Just depends on what I'm playing. But that's twitch.tv/Mr. Elite, and everything else is Mr. Elite, including TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and wherever podcasts are found.
Mendacii.
Huh?
Oh, yeah. So Friday, as per the usual, other than last week, because me and Danny were off to doing naughty things in the world of the cosmos of conflict, which I'm really excited to show you guys later. But this Friday, I will be your commentator for the Rocket League Collegiate Esports Tournament League. And that is over at Upper Iowa Esports, as I am the commentator for Upper Iowa's esports teams. And hopefully we'll be having our League of Legends team fully assembled here pretty quick for the spring season. Otherwise, as far as my channel goes, not sure. Probably some Bayonetta 3 if I get some time away from school and work. But you can find that over at twitch.tv/Mendacii, MENDACII, or check me out on Twitter and let me say something that'll just, I don't know, probably piss you off and get you to block me. That's at only Mendacii.
Excellent. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really have anything coming up on my channel right now. I have a lot. I'll be off next week, and I have a lot of stuff to do in preparation for being off. I do have a little session that I am working with Quasar.exe, one of the members of VRCona. We have more VRCona stuff coming out. I swear, guys, I'm not lying. Just scheduling is being very difficult with all of us. But VRCona,
we both fly out Friday. I just realized like it's this week.
Yeah.
Yikes! I have only 2 more days.
Yeah. So we got a lot of stuff going on. But I'll be back with a vengeance the week after next. It's also a really good time to mention that we actually will not have a show next week. And I'm just going to say that's by design. Go out and vote. Okay? Okay? Go out and vote. November 8th is election day.
Pretty please.
Make your voice be heard.
Yes. I'm not gonna tell you who to vote for, but don't let the fascists win. Okay? Don't let the commies win.
Hey, man.
So yeah, no show next week. Otherwise, thanks for watching and listening. We appreciate your guys' time and attention. And of course, we're not just interested in that. We would love to know your opinions and thoughts on everything we've talked about. Let us know what you guys think in the YouTube comments. You can also tweet at us. Green, hit him with that Twitter.
At Next to Nothing PC, of course.
Yeah, and actually, I just want to shout out to a guy who said he's been listening to the show and has been really enjoying it. Told us so on Twitters. That would be Mers at Troubleshots. Thank you for the shout out on Twitter. If you guys want to get shouted out on Twitter or on the show, tweet at us. It's a good way to do it. You want
it was
our
completely
attention?
out of the blue. It's
Yeah,
completely out of the blue. It touched our hearts a little bit. It was very nice.
yeah.
You made my week, and I've been suffering. So thank you for being a light in my life.
So yeah, don't forget, like and subscribe. All of that good stuff. Otherwise, until next week, stay safe, stay healthy, keep fighting the good fights, go out and fucking vote, and we'll see you all again next week. Bye.
Ta-ta.